Hi, everyone. I missed you all. We have so many new faces and new names. It's been really awesome to kind of take a step back and watch you guys crush it without me leading team calls. You guys don't need me at all. But thank you to Candace and to all the guest speakers and leaders who really helped these last 8 weeks. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. So thank you so much. And going forward, for all the newbies, team calls are my favorite thing. I pour my heart and soul into them. So know that for the most of our team calls, I speak and I have some guest speakers here and there, but I really try to work with you guys as much as I can. I really don't have any content planned going forward other than for tonight. So if there's ever topics you need, I'm sure you guys can tell from the team page in Dreamcorp, we're really supportive when someone posts a question in there. So if there's something that you feel like you need help with, just please ask, and I'm happy to do, either a call or a live video. It's so important for me to know what you guys are struggling with, or maybe you need some advice. Stacy Clark, perfect example today. She posted some conversations that she's having, and she's like, hey, give me some constructive criticism. That's how this is done. So I'm going to show you guys some examples today for what's working for me. I asked Craig, he's at Success Club 34, or was for the month of February. That's just amazing. Is that your highest, Craig? It is? Awesome. Congrats. Huge, huge. And it's because of everything I'm going to talk about today pretty much, but I asked Craig to answer some questions later after I blab your ear off for a little bit. So let me grab my slides and make sure those downloaded. But while I do that, does anyone have any recognition that you would like to do for this week, or for anything maybe that we've missed? Any shout outs? No recognition for this week? Okay. And I had to write down, say thank you, because I'm listening to my son have a meltdown right now. And I wanted to make sure that I said thank you to Candace and all the leaders, again, that led our team call while I was gone. Why is this not wanting to open? Open. Sesame. There we go. Oh, I guess I should talk about the team retreat real quick. So I made a post about it, but I realized that I am on crazy random hours right now. So our team retreat was posted really late last night. So I think I'm going on my 4th team retreat now, maybe 3. It's a diamond luxury team retreat, and it's actually right down the street from my house. I'm so excited. That way I can really plan an amazing adventure. I think this is the longest team retreat we've ever done too. So if you have any questions about the qualifications, please let me know. Oh, Tess, do you want to shout someone out? You can go ahead. Do you want to unmute yourself?
For some reason, my unmute button won't work.
It's working. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I wanted to shout out my coach, Nicoa. She's on the call tonight, but she hit Emerald within like a week and a half of signing up. And she at first wasn't too interested in the business, but then she just was like, I have these friends that want to join. I was like, do it, go for it. So she hit Emerald, and she's been doing awesome, literally killing it in our group too.
That's amazing. I love how that works. Congratulations. I hear that story so many times. That's why I always ask everyone to just be open-minded and just at least be a part of our online community, because maybe you think you don't want to be a coach right now, but imagine if you completely shut it out and didn't join our challenges. You never know, right? So congratulations. Did I cut anyone else off?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
My girl Sadie is going to be Emerald tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yay.
I'm like, is tomorrow Thursday? Yes.
Yeah,
I did the same thing. I'm like, is it payday today? No, it's the team call, I swear, on Wednesdays just keeps my mind in check for what day it is. So congratulations. That's awesome. Was there anyone else? Did I go too quick for that recognition call? No. I already gave her a shout out, but shout out to Candace. She's 4-star qualifying. I know that she's definitely going to be a 5-star elite coach this year. So Team Rising Lotus, huge shout out to you guys. There's a lot of you that have even been working towards Diamond for so long, and I can tell that you guys are putting in the elbow grease to make it happen. So I'm excited for the Dream Corp team retreat, because it is a Diamond team retreat. So that's going to give you guys something to push for. And I also set a pretty aggressive goal of Success Club 10 for you guys, because I know you can do it. And I know for me, I'll tell you guys what my coach makes me do for her qualifications. She makes me rank advance. So if I'm 5-star, I have to be 6-star. If I'm 7-star, I have to be 8-star to go to her retreats. So it's really intense. So I said, you know what, I'm going to really push them in terms of Success Club and being a Diamond, because it was a little bit different last year. So that's kind of where my head was at with that.
Can I shout someone out really fast, Colleen?
Oh, absolutely.
So she's not on here right now, but my coach, Haley Garrett, is finally pregnant after many, many years of her trying, and I wanted to shout her out for that. But also, she is also kicking ass at staying in her inbox and messaging people back. I give her serious props. She's going to have a fat paycheck this week, and I'm just so happy for her to see that things are going so great. So
Kiana, I don't think everyone knows what happened, so tell everyone what happened with her post.
Okay, so she posted this post. It was just basically a picture, and it was drawing and explaining little symptoms of what PCOS is, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And that's something that Haley and a lot of women struggle with. But this post went viral and got so many freaking shares. And even just recently, it's going viral on Instagram now. So pretty much the floodgates are open. And I'm so happy to see that the universe is aligning her with her goals, especially as just timing is everything. So I'm just so excited and so happy.
I know, she's probably freaking out. And I don't think, like you said, she's on here, but let me give you guys a perspective on what happened with Haley's post. And this is so perfect for what we're going to talk about today, because we're talking about Instagram and showing up and some social media goodies. So Haley made this post. It has 45,000, let's just round up, 46,000 shares. 46,000 people said, this is a cool post, I'm going to share it. So just because she decided to be brave, and I mean, it probably wasn't even on her agenda to go viral that day. She just was showing up and doing the work. That one little tiny decision that she made will change the course of her life and business. I will never even have an inbox that busy because of that viral post share. It had over 5,000 comments, and she's going to need, excuse me, she's going to need a couple assistants. I can already tell you guys that, because there's no way one person can do it. So, she went from someone that has lost 80 pounds, struggled with her health, but she has shown up in this business. I've loved seeing her at all our team events. And so when I heard number one that this went viral, the business geek inside me went crazy. And then I heard she was pregnant the next day. It was just crazy. Like Kiana said, the stars are aligning for her. So if you guys don't know who Haley Garrett is, if I'm saying her last name right, terrible with names, please go look her up. Her transformation will blow your mind. And you guys get to now watch what it looks like to have a social media following that can serve you and your business, and she gets to serve others. So guys, that's blows my mind. If you know who Fit Foodie, Janelle, what's her name? Ashley Molstead on Instagram, Fit Foodie something. Janelle will tell us. I'm having a brain fart. She shared a post of her flexing and looking all sexy, and then she sat down and showed her little belly roll, and Ashton Kutcher shared her post, and she went berserk viral. She hits Success Club 500 every month now, and she was number 2 or 3 in the network this year from a viral post. So you guys never know if you can go viral. And if that intimidates you, let's just say we'll figure it out when that happens. Don't worry about it. Fit Foodie Girl. Is that her Instagram? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. I'm excited to be here, if you can't tell. Let me share my screen with you guys. I want to talk to you about kind of what's working in 2018 right now, some best practices, what I've learned along the way, because I think I did a pretty good job of sharing kind of the struggle of how difficult my pregnancy was for me in terms of my mindset, because I wasn't able to work out after, I think it was 27 or 28 weeks I had to stop working out. And if you knew me before that, I was like hardcore fitness. That's how I grew this business. I was a successful Beachbody coach from being a successful fitness, social media branding person. And then that was kind of taken away from me. And I was like, shit, what do I do? There were some months I had no idea how I was going to hit Success Club. I would literally start the month and I had no one in the pipeline. And that was really unlike me. So if maybe you feel like that, I want you to know that it hasn't been perfect for me. And in a few slides, I'm going to talk about confidence, but I have the confidence that I work hard enough and I'm willing to work hard enough and I'm dying to change people's lives that I knew I'd figure it out. And so I kind of wanted to share some things that I learned for when you can't share fitness, or let's say that's not your forte. There's so many people who don't love fitness that are successful coaches. Actually, many of our top coaches aren't fitness gurus in any way, shape, or form. And I think you really have to pay attention to what is working for some of those people. So, and I wrote 2018 because, guys, in like 6 months, mid-2018, this could change. And I think it's part of my job to kind of work with you guys and share with you. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So here are some of my best practices that popped in my head when I was making this presentation for what's working. I don't know if you guys know, but the National Wake Up Calls have really, really changed. So now it's a video format. If you're a newer coach, make sure you go to Facebook and like the Facebook page, Team Beachbody Coach 411 or Team Beachbody 411, something along those lines. And you will see the videos for the National Wake Up Calls. So you can always go back and watch the recordings, but the network, especially the leaders in this network, the elite coaches, have asked for specific things for us to do. So that's actually what I was doing, after my pregnancy. I kind of felt like, okay, still can't work out. I have this weird limitation. I'm sure you guys read, like, I really struggled with my son for the first 3 to 6 weeks. It was a nightmare. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I feel lost. And I plugged into the National Wake Up Calls. So I've learned a ton from those coaches and I follow them on social media. That's the point of me putting it on the slide. Yes, listen to the National Wake Up Call, but don't forget to follow those people. And I always, on Facebook, like to click see first. So if you love a coach, you can actually go to your friendship on their profile once you follow them, and you can click see first. So anytime that Amy Silverman posts, I get a notification. So you don't need to do that for everyone, but if you fall in love and you're fangirling over, a coach, then I definitely suggest clicking see first, and I spy on them and I get really creative ideas. I'm sure you guys have seen my new shaker idea that I did. My husband made me these stickers and I'm like, this cost me $5. So I'm giving these away to the first 5 girls that join me. I did a couple different colors. I started getting them on Amazon, but now I actually found them at TJ Maxx. So check it out. If you guys want stickers, my husband can make you stickers like dirt freaking cheap. Just let us know. But I was getting ideas. I'm like, okay, I need something enticing. I need something fresh and new. I'm trying to come back. I'm not working out. How can I get people connected and excited to work with me? So that's just like one tiny little example. Number 2, the best practice is I want to make sure that you guys are being real, raw, and unedited. Don't think you need to be perfect. I really want to know how you feel today. I really need to know your daily breakthroughs. And do I know the real you? Some of our coaches on our team, I'm not even joking, have become successful just from this number 2. Like, forget the National Wake Up Call. Maybe they've never even listened to it. Maybe they never even knew how to send their coach link. But they're being real, raw, and unedited, talking about their feelings, talking about how they relate to other people. I always use the example of using your social media like a blog. Everyone is, always asking, oh, should I make a website? No, use your social media as your blog post for the day. And Instagram stories, which I'll talk about later, is like a game changer. So do I know the real you? Sometimes, I meet a coach in person and they start telling me all this stuff about their life. And I'm like, girl, I had no idea. And so the person I thought which is a good thing and a bad thing, because then I get to know the real person and I get to help them come out of their shell. And I realize that we're missing something here because the world needs to see more of you. So that is my best practice. You know, I talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I even got on my Instagram story yesterday and I made sure, because my mindset is always thinking, how can I help someone have the belief that they can become a coach? And so I'm speaking to the person who may want to become a coach. And I said, I really was fearful that people weren't going to join me when I couldn't work out. And I just wanted to say thank you for following me and thank you for joining me, because I actually have a ton of applications right now for people wanting to join my challenges. And so I'm speaking to that real honest feeling of fear that I had when I wasn't able to work out. So best practice number 3 is consistency and belief. Like, especially right now in 2018, there really isn't much room to hide today, especially when it's a social media business. Don't strive for perfection. I think a lot of us overthink, and I don't personally have that problem, so I can't relate, but I can only imagine being an overthinker or thinking I have to be perfect. That can be so exhausting. Trying to help someone sometimes get out of their own way in that, I'm just like, girl, just let it go and talk about your day. And then as soon as they do, they realize like, wow, I was making this way more difficult than I needed to. So don't strive for perfection, because guess what? No one will relate to you. If you're the perfect girl with the perfect hair and the perfect abs and your house is perfectly clean all the time and you never eat a cookie and you never are scared of anything and your relationship is perfect, people are just going to be like, yeah, right. Or you're going to make them feel bad about themselves, because then they're comparing themselves to something that isn't true. So consistency and belief. Do I know that you are a dedicated coach? That's super important. And that is one of the things that I learned, is that no matter if I was working out, if I was pregnant, if I absolutely was having the worst hormonal breakdown of my life at the end of my pregnancy and after I had Nixon, you know, people knew I was dedicated to showing up and sharing it regardless. So when it came time for me to talk about my challenge groups, people knew I was dedicated. I was not trying to sell them something, because they've seen me post every single day. So it wasn't like I just went away. I was like, hey, here's me, here's what I'm doing, here's what's working, here's what's not working. They knew that I'm here to help them. And then as soon as I put up a post about a challenge or something, about who I'm looking for, the applications really do start to come in. And the reason I've been able to create a following on social media as well is because I show up every day. It's really hard to grow a following without showing up. So these are some of my personal best practices. The last part. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't have that confidence, you're not really going to be able to think about doing 9 Instagram stories tomorrow. You know, if you're not ready to open up yet, you're just going to have to spend more time on your physical and mental journey, and personal development should be your full-time job paired with some action. So if you're doing the PD, then share the PD. That's a really great way to kind of segue into feeling confident. And then the last best practice is get results, do your invites. It's really not hard. I'm going to show you guys examples. I know I've shared some in our team page already, but it's not hard. I know it can be scary because you haven't done it before, but I promise that it's really not difficult to press send on a message, but we're really good at talking ourselves out of it. And I make it about that person. And you'll see that in my examples later. And then offer the groups that are available to you. So I always open up my challenge groups to my teams. I know that your upline offers their challenge groups to you guys. Don't think that you have to put on these insane challenge groups. Eventually, once you start becoming an Emerald coach and a Diamond and hitting Success Club, you will have your own challenge groups. But my best practice tip, piece of advice for you is to offer the groups available so that you can focus on the basics of you showing up and you doing the invites and engaging in the group. I need to open the chat box because I always feel like I miss stuff. Okay, so what have I learned along the way? This is kind of the boring, dry stuff, and then I'm going to talk details with you. But I feel like I really wanted to open it up with this for you guys because the reason I decided to dive into those new coach training videos was not because I feel like I know it all, but because I feel like I've been through so much, and it all came together, and I was like, I feel so confident to help you guys crush your business that I'm going to make an entire training of how to do it. And even now, being a new mom. So what I've learned along the way, belief's going to come after action is taken. So if you're someone who's just like, I'm so afraid to share, I'm afraid to open up, I'm overthinking, whatever your obstacle is, that belief that you're really wanting for yourself is going to come after the action is taken. So you have to make that decision to take the action first, then the belief comes. Whatever your blocks may be, they'll be resolved with confidence. So if you're afraid to be judged, you need to boost your confidence. Because as soon as I decided to boost my confidence, and not in an egotistical way, but in a, I want to be me way. I want the world to connect with me. I want the world to know that they don't have to be scared. That's when that switch happens, when you go from being a Beachbody coach to serving, when you become a leader in this industry. Confidence is the ability to know you will figure it out. That one for me was so huge, and I had to eat my own medicine because, like I said, there were moments I started thinking I had to get another job. Guys, my mind went in the gutter when I was hitting Success Club 6 and not enrolling coaches and people were quitting. You know, you're going to experience that someday. You're going to have a moment in your business, I promise, where it's really hard. Maybe that's right now for you. And I had to say, okay, I need to work on my confidence right now and know that I'm going to figure this out. And I did, and it's so paid off because right now I'm so busy that I almost can't even keep up with all my messages and challengers. That's exciting for me, but it wasn't that beautiful over the summer. I'll tell you that. What I've learned along the way, work with your coach and others outside of Dream Corp. Let me repeat that. Outside of Dream Corp as much as possible. I would not be where I am in this business in terms of leadership and the things I know and the experiences I've had and the guest speakers that I'm able to ask if I didn't open up my eyes to people outside our team. I love our team so much, but it's going to put a ceiling on your growth, and you have to know how to work with other people. And when you're having those really difficult moments in your business, you have to be able to ask other people, hey, what are you up to right now? What's working for you? And that's what, again, has helped me along the way. Steph Davies gave me the custom health recommendation. My friend Jen Richardson gave me the shaker idea. None of these are mine. I'm sharing the ideas with others and making them my own. Ooh, where is my mouse? Well, and then one other part, consistency and authenticity beats everything you could try. You might think that you need to do Facebook ads, or that you need a new banner, or that you need a website, or that you need to have a six-pack. Consistency and authenticity beats everything. Not being afraid to invite someone and putting their needs first goes a long way. I'm going to show you an invite today, a couple, where I just was like, I'm not afraid to invite her, and I'm putting her needs first. It's not about me. And you'll get to that point where you're just like, why wasn't I inviting 7,000 people a day? Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but when you come to the point of feeling comfortable and having the belief, after you put in those first awkward invites and you work hard to get through that growth period of being a new coach, you're going to love inviting. Now I almost hate doing everything else. All I want to do is talk to people. But I've been doing this almost 5 years, so don't think it just happens, it's not going to happen tomorrow for you. Maybe it is. Showing up daily and being you can be the unsexy work. So there's moments where I'm like, do I seriously have to get on Instagram stories and tell everyone right now how I feel, or what I did last night, or what I'm doing today? Like, there's moments you don't want to do that, I promise. And that's the unsexy work. That's why we get paid the big bucks, if you do it right and you do it long enough. So I was talking to one of our diamond coaches. She's trying to learn the compensation plan a little bit better. Kudos to her. Love that. And she said, why do I get volume from the coaches on my one leg that I'm not working? I'm not doing that work. Why am I getting their volume? I was like, that's the beauty of network marketing, girl. That's residual income. So if you put in the work, you'll be able to reap the benefits of things like you get volume from one side of your business that you don't even have to do anything for most times. Okay, that's my pump up talk for you guys. Let's talk Instagram because that is what's working in 2018 right now for me. I'm making about one post on Facebook a day. You guys might have success with Facebook stories, but I just personally know that there's no hashtags, there's no geotags. You can't really necessarily, unless I'm wrong, but you can't necessarily do as much targeting, and your stories can't get out there as much on Facebook as they can Instagram, and Instagram stories are hot right now. I put a really great Instagram stories training in our new Coach Academy from Jatana. So make sure you go check it out if you're still not sure. I think a lot of coaches might struggle with Instagram stories only because they're in their own head and they're like, oh, I sound weird, I look weird, I don't have makeup on, or yada yada. That's kind of part of it. So here's my Instagram stories and Instagram tips. The first one is, if I didn't even put anything else on this slide, it's study successful coaches and do what they do. And so whenever a coach asks me to critique their social media, it's kind of sometimes like they're in their own bubble and they're not looking at what other people are doing to get ideas. They think that they're going to be copying them, and you want to be authentic, right? Colleen, you said be authentic. Right. But you're going to have to kind of emulate others first until you find your own voice and groove. And then you don't necessarily need to watch other people until you maybe go into a slump in your business again, like I did 4.5 years in. I had to go back to the basics of studying successful coaches. So I have a lot of friends who crush Instagram stories right now, and that's where I get my ideas from. I'm like, oh, that was cool. I'm going to try something like that. So for my Instagram stories and posts, I do them with purpose. So I kind of think about the day and I'm like, what's my focus going to be today? Is it going to be like today for me? If you go back and watch mine, it was, I always show Little Man because people ask to see him. So I'm giving my audience what they need. I get a lot of messages because I share him. So I'll share something about him and then I'll get a message and that opens up a conversation. So I'm doing that on purpose. I'm sharing my son a lot. I shared my challenge group, I shared coaching, and I shared my fitness today. Whoa, Nixon just started screaming. So the second bullet point, ensure that you are talking on Instagram stories. It's so easy to make a picture post and to use Boomerang and to do all the other things and avoid talking on Instagram stories. Don't do that. So go and watch your own Instagram story for the whole day at the end of the night. And that's how I figure out, oh, you know what? I missed talking about my food today. I totally haven't talked about my shake today. I missed a couple things today. So tomorrow I'll probably hit heavy on those. So study yourself on Instagram stories. My posts and stories are targeted to my niche and the person I want to help. So I talk to the mom who doesn't feel like putting her workout shoes on, who tells me that her baby is colicky, and I get the shit done. And I talk to that mom who really doesn't know how to get it done. I don't necessarily only want to help moms, but of course that's what I am now. So kind of take a look at your social media. If you were to go back and look at the last 3 posts you made or Instagram stories, is it specific to the person that you want to help? And is your wording in your conversation, or I should say your post, is it conversational? For my Instagram stories, I want to make sure that it's well-balanced life, business, and fun too. So sometimes I'll get creative and I'll do some makeup posts because I love makeup. Or this might sound selfish or messed up, but I'm posting on Instagram stories so that people are messaging me. I'm making the story so that I get a message from someone so that I can talk to them. Because if they're messaging me, they're relating to me. It means that they're responding to what I'm sharing. So that's a really good sign if you're crushing Instagram stories. Again, I've been growing my Instagram since the day I started coaching. So it does take time. If you're only 6 months in, you can't expect maybe you'll have a viral post and have 10,000 followers, maybe. But just know, stick with it. Are you being real, raw, and vulnerable? Don't think you have to be perfect and all, done up. There's days I look like hell. This morning I shared, look at those dark circles. And I did use a filter because it was like I'd scare people if not. Just be you and talk about it. Be like, I need a filter today because my son only slept a few hours, or whatever's going on in your life. Conversational posts are huge. So in my posts, I make sure that I'm talking to my BFF. I'm talking to the person who is going to say, oh, that's how I feel. And I think that there's people who filled out my applications this month to join my challenges that have been watching me since day one. And I started asking people on my applications, where did you find me? And I asked them, how long have you been following me? And it's mind-blowing. And that should really solidify why to show up and stay consistent. I invite daily on Instagram stories. Haley Christian is an amazing example of this. Christina B, Life as Christina B is one of my other girlfriends. She is like heavy inviting, and she inspired me to invite daily. So maybe you invite to your free group, maybe you invite to your challenge group, maybe you invite to your challenge group for a whole week, because your enrollments are going out on Monday. I try to hit Success Club the first of the month every month, and so that's how I'm able to lock it in early. And I tell them that there's a link in my bio. If you went through our new coach training, I show you guys how to make a Google form, and I show you guys how to make the free custom health recommendation. If some new coaches in here recently did the new coach training when it first came out, I've updated a couple things, so you might want to go back and check out that day if you never completed those tasks of making your own. What are your groups about? So I have my Live Well Babe Squad community. That's going to be my ongoing wellness community. I have, I found this really amazing girl on Etsy who makes all these free group templates. She does a crock pot one, a mason jar one, my meal prepping. And so I paid, I think it was like $40 for this amazing template for the meal prepping and meal planning crash course. And I'm going to use that every month now as my freemium. And I didn't have to sit there and slave and make it. It was the best $40 I ever spent. And she has a whole bunch of templates. Some of them are even like 17 bucks. So I'll share that link if you guys want. If you guys saw the sugar detox I did, that's where that came from. So, you know, when you get to a certain point in your business, you get to outsource and be resourceful. You don't have to do everything yourself. I would never be able to do it all. So what are your groups about? So yesterday I said, hey, if you've ever wondered what my groups are about, my Live Well Babe Squad is about this. They need to know what's in it for them. They need to know specifically, if they join your challenge, what are they going to get and why should they reach out to you? Kind of that curiosity marketing. What do you have coming up? I talk dates all the time. I give them deadlines, and I consistently do that. And then once I hit Success Club, whatever my goal is for the month, then I kind of ease off talking about my freaking challenge group because people kind of get sick of it, right? I give them a week off, and then I'm gearing up to talk about the next month. So it's kind of planning your month based on that. Okay, Instagram messages. No, we don't want to print that. This has been key for me. I will tell you right now that I would not hit Success Club 12 the last few months, especially with this whole pregnancy, new baby craziness, if I didn't do this. I send 10 messages minimum a day. I don't do it 7 days a week, not gonna lie. I do it 5 days a week. If you guys wanna do bulk invites, maybe you only have 3 days a week where you have time to do it, that's fine too. I use a script, which you guys will see, and I also recently shared with you. I know that I think Candace used it and it worked really well for her too, but she made it her own, of course. My advice to Stacy Clark on her post today is to have an open-ended question that speaks to your tribe that is easy for that person to answer. So I'm not going to skip ahead, but you guys will see mine. It's so easy for someone to answer mine, and I get probably 2 to 3 people write me back a day. Don't get discouraged if one person messages you. That's freaking awesome. Imagine if you keep going and you keep crushing your Instagram and stories, speaking to that specific target market, they're going to be talking to you. People get my message all the time. They never answer back. And then 3-4 months later, I mean, stories haven't been around forever, but however many months later, so many people have said, hey, tell me more about your challenge. And all this flood of people coming in now is because of what I put in before. I go for the invite based on the response that they give me. regardless, I want them in my online community free group. If they message me back, I'm telling them, hey, I don't know if this is something you'd be interested in, but I have this awesome online community. I don't make them buy anything because, and Craig's gonna also say this tonight, but if people are in my group, they're buying something eventually. Like they see what's going on in there. It's awesome. They're totally buying either Shakeology, a challenge pack. Some people I've done a lot of samplers lately. Some people want to try Shakeology. I give them the free meal prepping course. So anyone that messages me back is getting an invite to my online community / free group. And just a little side note, my Live Well Babe Squad is an ongoing secret Facebook group, and I've been hosting events in the group. So that way when I do the meal planning group or I do the sugar detox, it doesn't clog up the news feed in my challenge group format. So you can create an event in your group if you didn't know that. For my messages, it's super important for you to have upcoming groups, challenges, and workshops, because then in your invite, as you'll see in the next picture, I'm not able to tell them, hey, this is what I'm inviting you to. This is when we're starting. Let me know if you want to learn more about it. So have start dates. Oh my God, I keep hitting print. What am I doing? So have a plan of who you message. I message the people who like my photos. I message the people who comment. And here's the best one, because there's way more eyes on it, your Instagram story viewers. And so you can say, hey, I know that you've been watching my stories. Maybe you'd be interested in talking more about joining one of my challenges. I know some people are shy and they're not sure if they can do it, but I know you're watching my stories. Just kind of wanted to pop in and ask if you wanted to talk more about your health goals. This is one I love throwing out there. I will actually do a custom health recommendation for you if it's something you want to do. That every time. People are like, yeah, do that for me. So here is my script right now. Hey girl, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the love on my posts. It means a lot to me when other women are supportive of my journey and me sharing it. What kind of journey are you on? Health and wellness, pregnancy, motherhood. You can tailor that to be similar for your story. And this is the kind of responses that I'm getting. She said she's 32 weeks pregnant with her first baby. I like to follow people who are real about pregnancy and don't sugarcoat it. So I like your post. I said, congrats. And then I went straight for it. I said one thing to her and I went for an invite. As you know, I host online fitness health challenges all the time. And now that I'm on my postpartum journey, I'm happy to help those on theirs. You let me know if you ever want to join me. That's it. Soft invite, right? Doesn't have to be anything crazy. So don't overthink it. Just have fun with it. Be inviting, warm, fun, fuzzy. Like I said, I was a little behind on time, so I didn't get to share all the scripts that I wanted to, but I'm always sharing them in the team page. So the same question, and then someone replied back, I love seeing inspirational posts. I'm on a crazy journey of finding myself again. Is that not like red light lottery, help me, Colleen, right? That's like the first thing I think. I'm a single mom trying to get healthy, strong, and show my kids we can do anything. I love that mindset. Well, congrats to you. And then I think I got sidetracked or something. So that's why I always make sure I go back in my messages and I make sure that I've done my invites. And then today I sent this message. So that was on March 1st. So a week later, I'm playing catch up and sending my invite to her. Maybe she was watching my stories this week, So sometimes the delayed invite can work. And I said, I know this is actually a script kind of that I use for a soft invite for someone that at least answered my message. And I say, I know we haven't connected much on here, but when you mentioned that you were on a crazy journey of finding yourself again and trying to get healthy and strong, I felt like I had to reach out and invite you. I host online health and fitness challenges each month. And I don't know if you've ever done anything like that, but this is a run-on sentence, but that's okay. But I have a private online community where we do workouts, meal plan, and stay accountable to our goals. And then I don't like to just leave it there. I don't like to just leave it as a challenge group invite always, because if I have something free to offer them in that moment, I'm offering it to them. Sometimes it's just a challenge group invite because maybe I don't have a free group going. But the free meal prepping course right now, I think I hit Success Club 6 just from asking like my first 3 people this month. and they were in the meal prepping group, and then we started talking about their goals. I said, do you also want a custom health recommendation? And then we went from there. So I always like to let them know, I don't know if you'd be interested, but let me know when we can talk about your goals. Told her about the custom health recommendation. And now I'm blabbing off your ear, but that is what is working for me right now. I'm not even doing a ton on Facebook. I'm going to stop sharing. I'll give you guys those slides too if you want, but Facebook, I'm making like 1 or 2 good posts a day. I'm trying to do a good solid photo and speaking to my tribe. And then now that I'm working out again, a workout video. I'm not talking about coaching too much on Facebook because I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't get as much traction. I like to talk about my freedom and what it's done and showing with my son and stuff, but I just feel like I can do so much more with Instagram stories right now. So that's my personal opinion. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, Tess, congratulations.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you running your Live Well Babe Squad and a challenge group, or is it 2 separate?
No, it's not. So I was so sick of starting a group and stopping a group. So I pretty much plan to just have a bunch of people in my online community, the Live Well Babe Squad. My challenges will be hosted in there. So, and then I have the events in there. So my goal is for people to get tons of value in the group. And then there might be like a lag of a week where there's not a challenge group going on. But that's what I'm trying to offer, another free group or something like that, and bringing in new people all the time. So my goal, I have like this weird random number. I wanted to have 25 new people who aren't buying anything from me that I've talked to in my free meal prepping group. And then there's an invite directly from me at the end of it in a post, and I'm also messaging them. And then those people will kind of go into my next challenge. So I was just sick of starting and stopping groups, but I change things all the time. I've done the community before. I went back to the groups, to Facebook. Then I went to the challenge tracker. I might actually even move my meal prepping group to the tracker, but I like people to stay in the Facebook group. So I'm just kind of toying around with it right now, but especially now with baby, it's a headache for me to stop and open groups.
So are you calling your challenge group are you still calling it a challenge group and just inviting people to the Live Well Babe Squad monthly challenge?
I'm calling it the Live Well Babe or Babe Squad Challenge. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just say Babe Squad Challenge, but I was following the lead of Christina B because she's always talking about her Epic Shred February group or March group, and it makes your branding consistent too. And it was really hard to come up with topics all the time. I mean, for all of 2016, I was coming up with handcrafted content and topics, and I was just like, ugh, I can't do this anymore. So especially now where I'm doing the branding with this, my goal is to kind of get this floating around on Instagram and people like, how do you get that? So
I like that because I've been running my current challenge group right now for 6 months, and I don't open a new group every month. I just rename it, but I like the idea of having something consistent because the group's consistent. It's just I change the name every month, and it's like, why?
Yeah, so maybe kind of think of what you want your branding to be for your challenge. And then these people, I just think it's so good for someone to hear the same name on Instagram stories, like my Babe Squad Challenge, the shaker cups, and I'll always be evolving and innovating, but I think it's great for people to see that.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks for that, because my mind's been because I had a wellness community. I have a wellness community of 300 people, but it got so effing dead. I don't even know how to revive it. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to close this thing out and figure something out. So I like what you're doing. So thanks for that.
Yeah. And I think branding is fun. So did someone else have a question? No. Okay. Craig, I'm going to call on you because I asked you some questions today. So Craig is just really crushing it. It's been so cool to watch his journey from, if you guys don't know Craig, I don't like giving you this title, but single dad, works full time, lost 100 pounds. It's just really cool to watch, someone who used to struggle so much with their health and fitness now crush their health and fitness, create a successful business out of it, lead the way, and be at the top of the leaderboard. Like, that makes my heart just swell. And I asked him today if he could answer some questions for me. And the first thing that I asked him was, what is the most important daily task that you do that attributes to your high success club number?
So, and it was funny when Colleen asked me the questions, I was answering it like to Colleen and not thinking, how can I trickle this down to other coaches? But honestly, like it's the vital behaviors on the whole, number one. And for those of you that don't know, corporate is doing vital behavior training, and they've really turned a lot of it around for vital behaviors. They've actually changed invite to the second vital behavior, because the first one now is not invite. The first one now is being a product of the product. And when Colleen was asking me about it, she just told you, like, I crushed my fitness. I lost 100 pounds. So I'm an honest and trusting person when people are looking at what I'm offering. So it's easy for me to be in messages because I'm consistent, okay? So consistency is your key, number one, and the vital behaviors. So being a product of the product, and that means you're doing a program and like you're following it. You're not just like doing the program, but you're going to Chipotle every day and eating the burrito because you're not following the meal plan. And if that's your goals, then that's cool. Like if you just want to live a balanced 80-20 life, but like if you really want to rock this business, you need to change. You need to transform your mindset or your body, or you need to do something. So when she asked me, what is the daily task that I do the most to hit high SC numbers? And it's honestly being in my messages. Like I have zero fear about messaging people. And I have zero fear about saying what I want to say to people. I'm in comments on posts and in messages. I say, hey girl. It's funny because like you guys use the hey girl, and I do too. And if it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it. I say, hey girl, why aren't we working together yet? Hey girl, when are you going to start working with me? Hey, you'd love my team. Like these are phrases I use consistently with people in messages and on my pages. And I say, hey girl, my team would love you and you would love my team. Like I make people feel welcomed. I make people feel comfortable with me. And that's the key, right? And of course you did, Candace. And you know what? Like I told Colleen, people trust me, and they trust me because I'm consistent. Because would you want to, so I want you to take a cold, hard look at your business when I say this. And I'm saying this with love. Would you want to work with yourself? I want you to be the coach that you would want to work with. And if you can honestly say to yourself that you would want to work with yourself who is lying through your teeth about your meal plan, then that's cool. But you got to really show up. You got to lead by example, and you got to be the leader that you would follow. She also asked me, so the second question, you want me to just keep going, Colleen?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for
All
it.
right. So the second question that Colleen asked me is, what is the first thing that I say to people when they ask to join my communities, just like she has? So I have an ongoing challenge group. My coaches invite to it. I drop people in there that don't even have programs yet. And like Colleen said, you want to know something? If you're getting a transformation, that's duplicatable by your coaches because they're going to follow you by example, okay? So my coaches are getting transformations. My coaches are crushing their fitness too because I do it as well. And the people that we drop into my fitness group, they see that. They see that we drink Shakeology. They see that we follow the meal plan, and they see that we're in a program and we're following it. And I stay really focused on helping their coaches. Like I play bad cop. Like I do. Like I play bad cop in our challenge group. If somebody gets on the scale, I tell them, that's awesome that you lost 2 pounds in 2 days. Like stay off your scale now and measure when you start and when you end the program. You're going to benefit from it. You're not going to stress out. And I tell them, like, I fluctuate 5 to 10 pounds, right? So I could seriously like wake up the next day and be 5 pounds heavier. Like I flux so bad. And it doesn't matter. Like it's just a number, guys. You're not defined by a number. So I play bad cop. If somebody falls off their program, like I'm right there. I'm like, look, it's you versus you. Like I cheer everybody on, right? But the first thing that I say to somebody when they ask me, I tell them, look, it's a great positive community. Like, why don't you come in and check it out? I ask people if they want to come in and check it out. I ask people, hey, what are you doing for health and fitness right now? If they're like, oh, I go to the gym. I'm like, hey, why don't you come in this group? Like, you can check it out and see what we're doing. We have programs that we follow, but simply just hold yourself accountable in my group and post that you went to the gym. Post that you went for a jog. Like, I don't care as long as they're showing up, they're going to get that support, number one, from my group. They're going to get that accountability, but they're going to see us drinking Shakeology, talking about our recipes. They see us talking about a Fix8 recipe we tried because everybody in the group is doing it, right? And they're going to see that culture. And it's very hard for somebody to turn a blind eye to such a positive, uplifting community of people, regardless of where they are. They're not going to, right?
Greg, let me say one thing too about that, because people ask me all the time, do you let people join your challenges without buying a challenge pack or buying something? And I used to be like, yeah, like they need, like, I work hard for this, and kind of like have this total mental block. And then I was like, duh, I should just let anyone in, because what people always say, can I still do your challenge? I had a girl buy a challenge pack and return it, and she asked me if she could still do my challenge. How is she going to do my challenge? No one can really do my challenge or do much in the group until they do buy something. So it does not hurt to add them. If it's your policy that someone needs to buy something, that's cool. I'm not saying you have to do what I say, but if you're kind of trying to create this community and flow and have your challenge groups consistently post for you, and it's not that you're the only person in there, don't be afraid to have people in there and let them post their yoga. And then I always tell people, okay, if you have your yoga and you have your gym, how's your nutrition? They usually get a Shakeology sampler. They'll try Beachbody on demand just to get Fix8 recipes. I don't know if you guys know this. I've been a coach for however long. I didn't know that you could go to the Fix8 cooking show and click program materials and get an entire cookbook of everything that they do in the cooking show. I used to think I had to watch the stupid video to get the recipe, and I felt really dumb when I didn't realize that it was my mother-in-law showed me it, and I was like, oh my God. So now I use it every day, and that has been my sell this month, is the Fix8 cookbook, because everyone's like, I don't know what to cook, meal prepping, da-da-da. So total side tangent, but I just wanted to say that's kind of my new mentality about adding people to the challenge group, because when they see what's going on, they will. That's curiosity marketing, right? They see what's going on.
Absolutely. Sarah, I will answer that question in 1 second, but just to tie all of what both Colleen and I said, guess what, guys? Our business is a relationship building business. So if you're not allowing these people in, how are you going to build and develop a trusting relationship with each other without them knowing that you trust them to be in your group without buying something? Because look, at the end of the day, it is sales, but I'm not selling shit. I'm not selling anything. I'm offering an opportunity for people to change their lives, right? So Sarah, yes, I do let people in that are doing other things, because at the end of the day, everybody has different stuff. So I have people that do It Works, but they use my workouts. I just tell them up front, this is my group, and you're not going to solicit people in my group. They're my customers and stuff like that. So if you want a business group to be in, go somewhere else. If you want to utilize my group and have our positive support, you can be in here. Just keep it positive. That's all. Just be upfront with them. They're cool with it. This was the best question that Colleen could have asked me, guys, because you know what? I know so many people are going to really you guys need this one. How do I keep my conversations organized? I'm going to tell you right now, she just told you I'm a single parent and I work full time. I'm not always by a notebook. I don't always have my stuff, but I am going to show you. I don't use business trackers, even though I do have them laminated and printed out. I started doing them, but it was it ended up being more work for me. I have a system that works for me. I'm not telling you that this will work for you. I'm just telling you what works for me. I don't power hour. I have my own thing that I do, and I power pocket. And that's what I call it. I call it that with my team. I call it that in calls. And I take these moments of time and I power pocket and I do these things. My best work is done in the bathroom. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're dirty, filthy animals and we have our phones on the toilet. So most of my work, I can get 5 messages off on the toilet, like at work. Like that's just me because I have no plan B and I'm trying to do this. But I keep a list, okay? And I'm going to show you. This is my current list that I'm working off of. It's 1 page. It's another page, okay? I make that list within like a few days time of like connecting with people. That list isn't everybody that I'm talking to, but these are people that I want to not lose track of. But the biggest thing that I do to not lose people, because I'm in tons of conversations. I already said the biggest thing that I do is messages. That's how I hit high SC numbers. It's all about your ratio of how many people you're talking to how many people you help. So what I do is I set reminders. Even if I'm in a conversation with somebody real fast at work, I say to them, and I always use a sense of urgency. I don't care who I'm talking to, unless it's my coaches. I tell people I'm busy at the moment, but I will get back to you. Like people, they're not going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I don't want you to ever feel like you need to stay up till midnight answering messages because that girl finally messaged you back. Don't do that to yourself. Go to bed. She's going to be there in the morning. She's not going nowhere. She wants to work with you. She's been watching you for months. So what I do is I set a reminder and I say, hey, I'm at work. Let me call you later on. And I space them out. I do like I write 5 p.m. in Messenger. I do most of my stuff on Facebook. Colleen does Instagram. I do everything on my personal page. I try to use my business page, but everything's done on my personal page. I set 5 p.m. and then I say reminder, and those reminders go off when I'm at home after work. Then I get a reminder and I write the names down when I have my paper. So that way I don't lose them. And I always have a list of at least 50 people for the month that I'm using, but I have those last months. Those are my follow-ups. So I have pages of people I've talked to. And then I have so there is a system to my madness. I have highlighters. So like blue people are people that have signed up. So now I'm not losing. So now I know, okay, wait, these are my coaches. These are my coaches for this month. I need to make sure I get those coaches in the 5-day quick start. I need to make sure all the blue people are in the new coach training for Dream Corp. I need to make sure that all the blue people are in all the team pages. I need to make sure that I have a call with the blue people. There is a method. There's a system. And trust me, in 2 years, I've only been doing that portion for like 6 months, okay? 6 months I've been doing this. And I'm telling you, like, if you see where I am on the SC board, it took 6 months to get there consistently. You guys gotta be consistent in your business and showing up. But take a cold, hard look at your Facebook and see if you would work with you. And if you wouldn't work with yourself, your tribe's not gonna wanna work with you. You need to tweak it. You need to clean it up. And I've been working with my coaches a lot on that, like telling them, and trust me, Janelle will tell you, hands down, when I first started coaching, I was all about the memes. I was all about the like, comic. Colleen will tell you too, because even Colleen, she was, they're trying to help you. They're trying to guide you. And the key to it is be coachable. And in the beginning of my coaching, I wasn't the most coachable person. I was not. I was a total asshole. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. And when they were telling me it was constructive criticism so that I did well in this business, and they're like, hey man, that clutters your page. And it's like, I didn't hear, hey man, I'm helping you. I heard, hey man, don't do that. Okay, right? That's what we hear. But you really need to listen to your coaches when they're giving you honest criticism. And I'm not saying that all of them are going to, but I'm telling you right now, this team means well. This team wants you to succeed. These coaches want to help you. Everybody is here together. Teamwork makes the Dream Corp work. Do you see what I did right there? So just make sure that you're paying attention to what your coaches are telling you, right? I'm just going to give one more couple things so I've been talking to Jamie Fitzpatrick, and we had Jamie and Kim on a call, right? And I'm lucky enough to work with Jamie Fitzpatrick a lot and talk to him as a success partner, which is really great for me because there's not a lot of male coaches, and building that relationship has really helped me. That's my 6-month window working with Jamie, okay? One of the things that's been really, really implemented last month for me, a lot of you guys know that I branded myself. I have a brand. I'm Unfiltered Life Coach. I'm really trying to drop some of my language. I've been going back to church. I'm really trying to watch what's going on with my mouth, but I'm still unfiltered. I'm still unfiltered a little bit, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm unfiltered to the point where I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest, and that's my unfiltered. So what I do is people know that I'm an honest person, and I've built that trust through consistency so that when I'm in a message, people will ask me, you know, how much? You're always asked how much, right? And I'll post my script for you guys in Dream Corp when the team calls posted so that you guys can have it. And feel free to use it. Make it your own. But I tell people, this is exactly verbatim what I say to them. Do you want the no bullshit answer? Or do you want me to tell you how it's an investment on your health and the best investment that you'll make? And people can't unhear that. They can't unhear that I'm going to be honest and not bullshit them, but it's a great investment on their health. And then I just break it down. I break down the whole thing, no bullshit, because everybody always says, give it to me raw. Give it to me honestly. Give me the no bullshit. And I'm able to send them a script at that point because it's the same question over and over again. So it saves me a lot of time to be able to just send them that. And then one thing that I adapted from Jamie recently, and everybody needs to do this. I don't know if you guys know this, but Jamie Fitzpatrick, first year of coaching, Jamie sold 400 challenge packs. Let me say that again. Jamie Fitzpatrick, at 40 years old, a 40-year-old man who, male Beachbody coaches, I'm telling you right now, we have a tough time. I have like angry girlfriends. I have like angry husbands that like don't message my wife. Trust me, it's hard out there for us. But he sold 400 challenge packs. So this is what I've adapted from him. And he says something similar. I've turned it into my own. When I'm following up with people, right? And this is what I say. I say, can I ask you a question? So I'll like say Colleen messaged me and I'm following up with Colleen. I'd be like, hey, Colleen, can I ask you a question? And she's going to be like, yeah, sure. Like, she's not going to say, no, you're not allowed to ask me a question. And then as soon as she says, yeah, sure, I'll say, can you trust me for 30 days? And she's not going to tell me she's not going to trust me because I've built that trust, right? I built that trust through consistency and being honest on my page, getting a transformation that actually people see and recognize. And when they say, yeah, I can trust you, and I'll say, look, all I'm asking you to do is give this a try. You give this a try. There's a money-back guarantee. If I'm not the coach you expected me to be, or if this isn't for you, or if you don't like it for any reason, you can simply ship it back for a full refund. And in fact, I'm so confident that you're going to get great results and enjoy working with me, I'll pay to ship it back. I offer to ship it back. It's like $11. I'm going to make $40 commission. I offer to spend $11. If it gets shipped back, obviously it comes back out of my pay. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never shipped anything back. But it gets that trust. Now they know it's risk-free, and they're like, all right, I'll try it. I'm going to try it at this point, right? And that was a big portion of my February, right? That was a big portion of my February was all my follow-ups and saying, can I ask you a question? Can you trust me for 30 days? You know, can you trust me for 30 days? And then I hit them with the money back guarantee, but make it yours. Like make it. So I just tell people, look, if I'm not the coach for you or for any reason, because I want them to trust me. I want them to be in my group, right? I want them to work with me. I want to work with them. I want to be a successful coach. So I'm going to tell them that I am a successful coach. I'm going to tell them everything that I want to be because whatever you put out, you get back, right? I mean, we've learned that. We've learned that.
You're the man, Craig. Will you, after the call, will you like bullet point kind of what you say? Because I think it's hard for people, especially even when I talk, when I say a script and then they forget it. That's kind of why I'm like a presentation junkie, only because I know I'll forget what someone said. So will you kind of type that up for us on the team page, just kind of give them a rundown? Because the way that it flowed, it was just like, oh yeah, why don't we do that? And I hope you guys talk about the 30-day money back guarantee. That is in every single message, every single, if someone's just like, how much is it? When I'm telling them what the dealio is, of course, after my qualification, I'm telling them it's 30-day money back guarantee. And this is another thing about consistency. If you've been a coach for a little while, I would say, I've been doing this 7 months. This is my job because I believe in it so much. Let people know that you kind of bleed Beachbody Blue. When people ask me what shake is that, I'm like, hey, I've been drinking this for almost 5 years. I don't think that it would be my full-time job if I didn't love it, and I didn't think you would. And it's 30-day money back guarantee. Try it, drink it. I don't want you to feel like it's another shake thing on Home Direct that you're not going to like that tastes like chalk. That's what people think. So I'm honest with them. One thing, because I want to respect everyone's time, for people that are using the Google Forms, when people fill out your applications, that should be your tracker of people. That's how so if I had 10 applications this month, I go back and I click, and if someone signs up, I delete their application so that I don't just have like 7,000 applications in there. And so then I have a running list of people who haven't responded or haven't signed up because like right now I have 37 in there, and probably about 14 of those are really, really, really old people who either never got back or never signed up. So those are my follow-ups. So having their email in there also can be a beautiful thing for you to create email lists when you're more advanced down the line, which is actually not that difficult to do. So email lists are an amazing thing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Sarah asked a question too about kind of someone posting in their groups. I have recently learned from a local Tahoe group what you can do with that. So you would do like Monday business promo. So if you have a bunch of MLM people in there or other people promoting things, I would not allow someone to promote another fitness group. That is absolutely no. But if there's other people in there who have other businesses, I would say comment on this post and tell us what you do. And there's a girl in my group that does that. So every Monday you get to learn what the other business owners are. And it kind of eliminates the bullshit posts in the group if you wanted to go that way. So that's my tip. Okay. Oh, is it Linda Lee? Is that how you say your name? I feel like I'm not saying that right. I'm glad that that's helpful. Okay, Craig, thank you so much. I really try to do hour team calls because the recordings get long, but thank you. I'll see you guys later.